Hello there and welcome along to another review video on a right nice pint, and a big thank you by the way again to every one of you that have been subscribing to the channel, liking the videos as well and commenting your thoughts on the beers and machines that we have been looking at over the last 4 to 5 weeks since we started the channel. Really do appreciate it. So we've looked at the machines individually. Today we are putting them all against each other. Well, the three we've got here are the Perfect Draft, the Blade system and the Pygmy 25 Lindr system here beside me. We actually have been planning this video for quite a while. However, I was looking and waiting for the correct tap to arrive for the Pygmy system. This has been in planning for a while. So we got the stout tap in during the week because I've got a stout attached to it, so I couldn't use the other lager tap for this, but we've got it and we are ready to rock. So what have we got? So Philips Perfect Draft, been around for quite a while. It's been around for a number of years. I only discovered it last year, to be honest, but it's been around for quite a while. There's a couple of different models of this, huge choice of beers on it. A lot of people love the Perfect Draft system. If you put anything up into any of the groups, people are always saying Perfect Draft possibly better than the Blade. However, this was the machine I started with, the Heineken Blade setup. About this time last year I got this, and I have to say, big fan. I love it. Fantastic machine. It's a professional standard machine, this, the Blade system. And finally, over here, we've got the 25k Pygmy Lindr system. It's the exclusive version, which I think the only difference really is the look of it. It just looks different because there's actually a couple of different versions of the 25k model. So it just looks a bit different, this one. There's a cheaper version of this. This one is €680 in Ireland. Not quite sure the price in the UK, but I do know that the other model of this, or a cheaper model of this, is about £350. So we will look at the prices actually of all three machines right now. So the Philips Perfect Draft system comes in, depending on where you are. If you're in the UK, actually you have to sign up at the minute because they're so high in demand. You can barely get these right now. You have to sign up on the Beer Hawk website, be in a waiting list to get a Perfect Draft system, but I think they were about £230 when I last saw them up on the website. In Ireland, €310 for the machine, and there are bundles there as well for it as well. The Heineken Blade system, I bought this a year ago, €520, 4 kegs, and 4 kegs of Heineken came with it with 24 glasses. Right now, beerwolf.com sell it for £425 for example, a Moretti pack, 2 Moretti kegs coming with the machine. It's a professional standard machine, which we'll be getting more into in a few minutes time. And as I mentioned, this particular model, 680 quid. This is actually the tap that came with the machine. Initially, there's the lager tap and cider tap. That's the one that came with the machine initially. I've changed it. I put a stout attachment on there, which cost me about €120, and we are going to see that working in a few minutes' time. But okay, let's have a look. What kind of kegs can you get on these machines? So the Philips Perfect Draft, you can get, I think, over 50 kegs for the Philips Perfect Draft machine, which range from lagers to German beers. You can get stuff like in Oktoberfest style beer, Marzen beer. You can get Belgian beer, which I love. The choice of Belgian beer on this is amazing. Triple Carmelet, Leffe Blanc, Brune. The list goes on and on and on. There are so many different beers. There's wheat beer available on this as well, so Weizen beer. Some fantastic beers available in the Perfect Draft system. The choice is amazing. When you look at what's on the Philips Perfect Draft. Really impressive. It's a real selling point for this machine, the kegs that are on offer. Actually, it does also have the only mini keg of stout between these two machines as well, which we will be showing you in a little while. The Blade system, well, the signature beer on the Blade is obviously Heineken. They also have Tiger, Moretti, Zipfer is another one as well that they've got on there. They've got a cider available as well, which I think is It's basically Orchard Thieves. I think it's just under a different name. And I suppose one way of looking at these two machines here, the mini keg machines, it's mainly Heineken brands that are on this. Mainly Heineken brands. So if you look at Heineken, the brands that they own around the world, there's over 200 of them, there could be one of those brands coming to the machine. There's new kegs coming out of this all the time. I don't know how many kegs are available now. It's between 20 and 30 I think available on this at the minute. Quite a nice choice, improving all the time, but Perfect Draft has a bigger choice. Which, by the way, AB InBev and Philips came together to create this machine. So AB InBev have the likes of Stella Artois, Spaten, Lauenbrau, some fantastic quality beers on this, and that is something that I really love about this machine. The quality is amazing on this. Check out AB InBev for, I suppose, some of the brands that could be coming to this machine really soon, because there's new kegs coming out on this all the time. And then we've got the Lindr set up over here, the Pygmy 25k. 25k, by the way, stands for the amount of litres that it can pour in an hour. So 25 litres in around about 50 pints is what it can pour at a cool temperature in an hour. And you can literally attach anything to this. So you can attach, this is a great selling point about this one. This system will attach to a poly keg, which could last up to 6 weeks. There's an air compression at the back of this. You can actually draw beer from a keg using just air, no gas required at all, which is huge, which is really economical for the system. It's a huge selling point for it. But you can also attach a steel keg to this as well. Your 30 litres, your 50 litre kegs. You can attach kegs of Prosecco, wine, you name it. You can pretty much attach anything to this. So the availability is massive in terms of the kegs that you can get on this. You're not attached to any brand either. Like, you're attached to Heineken own beers really on this, and AB InBev on the Philips Perfect Draft system as well. So how do you set these up? Well, we'll start off with the Philips Perfect Draft, and so 6 litre kegs go into this, which start at around £30 is the starting price on a keg, and in Ireland it's about €40. So you've got beerhawk.co.uk in the UK, and you've got the beergals.com in Ireland, so you can just check them out for more information. But here we've got the Magic Rock Brewing Dark Art Stout, Surreal Stout, which admittedly this was already in the machine. Okay, this was already in the machine. I'm just taking it out for the demonstration. It's about half full, this one. It's the only stout available on the mini keg machines. So if you like stout, and if you're a big fan of Magic Rock Brewing, another selling point for the Philips Perfect Draft. Maybe I should be standing over here. It's kind of hard to place yourself here. So how do you set this up then? Well, right. This is your tap. That is your tap. Okay. What you're going to have to do is put a new beer line onto this, which, by the way, new beer lines come with every keg that you buy, so no cleaning lines. That goes to the blade as well. You don't have to do that with the blade either. So this is the Philips Perfect Draft beer line. So it comes in a little packet like this, which took me a while to realise there's actually a little pocket that you can open this on. I was always getting the scissors out. It's a little thing you just pull, and it comes out like this. Not much hassle at all in getting this out. Or have I spoke too soon? No, here we go. Come on! And let it fall on the floor. Come on, James! But anyway, there's your beer line, so it's very simple to set up. So you literally just... I did this before as well on the original review and demo on this. You just push that in there. Let that click, like so. And then you get your keg, you push it down on here. I wonder can I do it standing? Probably can't do it standing up, we'll just do it this way. And you just push down. Don't know what I'm doing wrong, hold on. There we go, push down. Here the click. And there we go. It's attached. Simple as that. Okay? So next, we open it up like that. There's a little clips on the front, and the keg, you lift those up, you just push it in here, slot there for it. Close it up, and you're going to hear the compressor kicking in any second now. Or maybe not, because it's half full. Oh, there we go. So the Phillips Perfect Draft will cool your beer down, your kegs down to 3 degrees. Admittedly, it's a bit slower in cooling than the blade system. The blade system is much quicker and it brings it down to 2 degrees. However, the kegs should always be pre-cooled, pre-chilled before you put them into either of these machines anyway. And that's the advice you're given when you buy the machine. So just pre-cool them and you'll have no problem. So that's bringing down the Magic Rock Brewing Dark Arts Real Stout down to 3 degrees right now. So that's how you load a keg into the Phillips Perfect Draft. Next we're going to show you how to put one into the blade. So this is how the blade works. We've got the signature beer for the blade system. We've got Heineken to put in here, which was the reason I bought the machine originally. I would have drank Heineken pre-COVID, but after buying this machine I ended up trying out all the various beers that were on offer on them. Suppose that's part of the reason that you kind of get these. Well, you get it, you don't just tie yourself down to one beer, you kind of just try, you just start exploring really, which is the great thing about these machines. That's what so I'm a big fan of them. So with the Heineken, I should show you this. The Heineken, this is your beer line, and that there, you have to push this down before you load the keg. Every time, push that down and it unlocks the keg before you put it into the machine. Now this has been chilling for the last couple of weeks. So you push this down, you'll hear the click, hopefully. There we go. So once you pushed it, next what you do, you just take that out like that, the beer line, you lift her up, drop it in like this. It'll fall into place. So when you start twisting, it'll fall into place, and then you just put your beer line in here. There we are. Click in, push that up, close this, the dome on top, and there's a little switch here, the lock and unlock, and we want to lock this in. So here we go. You'll hear it. This is everything, the compressor kicking in, the cooler. And that's it. That is going to further cool the keg for you down to 2 degrees. It should be at a good temperature as it is, but we'll just give that a minute to do just that. Next up, we've got the Lindr. The Lindr 25k Pygmy exclusive. And I'm just going to take an extra video from my mobile phone for this. The Lindr system. This is how we set up the Lindr. This is it at the back, temperature setting here, 7 different settings at the back. We're actually going to put this on its coldest setting right now. And you can hear that kicking in. So that's cooling. That's not going to take too long. Now, you could use the air compression line if you wanted to, for a lager or a poly keg. I think on a steel keg, if you were to use the air compression for a steel keg, or say lager or something, I think after 2 days it starts to turn. However, we are using gas, and this is the beer line we're using. That's going into our coupler, because we're going to use this on a stout, so it's going into the coupler. Gas, 75-25 stout, the gas regulator set, and that is going into the coupler, and then yeah, so that's the setup. It's fairly simple. That's cooling it down. So that actually isn't taking too long. And that's going to be ready to pour in a few minutes. And we're using Brennan's Smooth Pour on this today. So generally, that takes about 3 or 4 minutes to cool. We have it on the coldest setting right now, just for the demonstration of the video. It takes about 3 to 4 minutes. You'll have a pint in next to no time, really, on this system. That's the great thing. That keg sitting there is at room temperature. It's about 17 or 18 degrees in here right now. That's going to pour it at 2-3 degrees, maybe even colder. An old stout should be served at a warmer temperature, but just for the demonstration today on the stout filling that we have here, we're just going to put on its coldest setting so you can see how long it is taken. Now, what about the pour? Let's start with the Phillips Perfect Draft. And our Magic Rock Brewing Dark Arts Surreal Stout. So look at that, straight away, it will probably make a small bit of noise. Because I was moving the keg about, it is a little bit fizzy. Very fizzy, because I was moving the keg around a little bit. But that was settled. That's the Phillips Perfect Draft. Now our Heineken blade, gotta make sure you pull off this little bit on the line. You also need to put a little bit through the line and wet the line. So we're going to do that first. Now when I'm putting lager, I like to use a skimmer. So we've wet the glass, we've got our skimmer ready. Let's see how this comes out. Hopefully this will be okay. Looks a little bit fizzy still. Ah, it's quite foamy. So should have maybe let it settle another while. But anyway, never mind that. We've got what, we've got a 5-finger head there? 4 or 5 finger head there? Never mind that. That's the first one. You always should maybe pour a bit through the line, let the keg settle for a while when I put it into the machine, so I wouldn't worry too much about that. But that is really, really cold. Also, that settled really well. That's our Dark Arts Real Stout. Also quite cold there as well, down to the 3 degrees. Looks really creamy as well. A fantastic beer. That's coming out really, really nice. Oh, by the way, when I add, your temperatures on the Phillips Perfect Draft are set here, and it'll give you a temperature gauge. It'll show you what temperature the keg is at. So it's showing 5 degrees there, but when it comes down to the 3, it'll eventually come down to 3. And this here will show you how much beer is left in your keg. So that's showing about a third left in that keg of Dark Arts. This is on the Heineken system. You've got 2 gauges, one here that will show you how much is left in your keg. It's like a car gauge, it looks like a fuel gauge. And this also will show you the temperature of your keg, which actually is showing quite warm there at the minute because it hasn't really got a chance to settle, which is why we had this foamy, well, it's settling okay. It was quite a foamy glass of Heineken, but that will sort itself out. Now, over here, let's have a look at the pour. On our Lindr 25k Pygmy system, so we've got Brennan's smooth pour for this stout, a new stout. We're going to pour it as you would pour, say, a Guinness. And thanks to Brennan's Brewery for sending this one on as well, which we reviewed in an earlier video. So look at that, that is actually settling down now. That's going to do the whole surging thing like you would with a Guinness. That's kicking in again. By the way, the stout tap I got from beertap.eu. who also sell Lindr systems in Ireland. The Beer Crew, Brewcrew.ie, the bar company, also sell them in the UK. Brewfit and National Mobile Bars are called here, are another company that sell these Lindr systems, which are instant cooling. By the way, the great thing about certainly the Lindr and the Perfect Draft, they will fit comfortably in between units in the kitchen. If you have a little space in the kitchen without maybe an overhead, maybe depends how your kitchen is laid out, but you should maybe be able to fit that in somewhere as well, the blade system, because it's not actually that big. It's a little bit higher than the other 2 machines, and I can't fit this in between the kitchen units, unfortunately, but I can't fit the other 2 machines. Potentially what you could do with the Lindr system is actually have a cupboard somewhere in your kitchen, or a cabinet somewhere you can just bring in, maybe on wheels or something like that. You can put your keg sitting in the cabinet with your gas and just have it hidden away, a nice tidy setup. Maybe bore a couple of holes on the countertop and run your line through that. And it'll look nice and tidy. The great thing about these machines is they're so easy to put away. You can hide them away, put them away when you're not using them, which is a massive benefit to all 3 of these machines. We're actually going to just finish off the pour on this. I know we didn't wait. Oh, we didn't wait to the very end, but of it settling, but that is coming out really, really nice. Looks really creamy. So what else can we tell you? What would I buy? I'd buy all of them. I simply would just buy all of them because I love these for choice. I think when you buy something like the Blade or the Philips Perfect Draft, you're stepping into a world of nearly exploration for beers, because there's a lot of beers that I've never tried in my life before until I bought this machine, and I bought the Blade machine, and it just gave me just a whole new outlook on tasting beers and trying beers, because there's a lot of stuff I never had before that I absolutely love, and they're on these machines. I think if you're a fan of lagers, well, actually, they both do two fantastic lagers. If you're a stone cold Heineken drinker, this is fantastic, because the actual Heineken on this machine is top class. There's an IPA on this now as well, Lagunitas, which was recently launched on this, which is a really good beer. You've got your cider on there as well, which is a big plus for a lot of people. I really like the quality that comes out of this. It's really cold, really refreshing beers that come out of this. There's a Belgian blonde on this as well. Affligem is on this. Hapkin is on this. It's 8.3%. Packs a real punch that. I love the Belgian beers on this. And there's also the Oktoberfest style of stuff that comes out on this every October, September, October time as well, which is really good. Some great quality. I think maybe the quality of beer that is poured from the Perfect Draft might be slightly better than what comes out of the Blade. There is, however, by the way, I must mention, in terms of price and everything, it's £30 minimum for a keg on the Philips Perfect Draft. They then are returned to the likes of beerhawk.co.uk. If you're in Ireland, they're about €40. You return them to beergals.com. You get £5 or €5 under return for each keg that you send back on the Philips Perfect Draft. So you're kind of recycling the kegs in a way, you're reusing them. On this system, you don't do that. With Beer Wolf, you can get a keg of Heineken for about £28, £29. And you get 14.5 pints. They're 8-litre kegs. These are 6-litre kegs. They're 10.5 pints. So, if it's about saving money, this may be, you may get more bang for your buck out of the kegs on the Heineken Blade as opposed to the Perfect Draft. But then again, you can build up beer token points and all that on beerhawk.co.uk as well. So, I suppose that covers the kegs. And on this, well, look, you can attach anything to this. You can attach absolutely anything to it, and that's the amazing thing about it. And that is cold, and look how creamy that is. We've just used this nitro setting on this for the Brennan Smooth Pour. Because I'm new to setting gas and all that kind of stuff, I haven't mastered this yet. I'm trying to get the PSI right and whatnot, but at the same time, that looks really good. Really creamy as well, which is fantastic. So, look, it's up to you. The choice is entirely yours. What suits you and suits your needs. I can't really say, I don't even know where to stand really, but I can't really say what to buy and what not to buy, because they're all fantastic machines. They're all brilliant. Check out the range of beers that are on them. You won't be disappointed by either of them, any of the three of them, because they all offer something unique and different. So check them out online, check out your local supplier, check out their prices, and make the choice yourself. And if you've enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. And if you have any questions or you've any views on any of these machines, do let me know. Comment in them. Comment on the video, I really would appreciate it. And thanks for watching.